What is up, ladies and gents, minions? It is time to assemble. Welcome back. Today we are joined with, well, brand new guests. And as you can see, we're back in the whole attire. We're back. This time we have a brand new band, and this time it is Well Rid with Andy and Adam. Guys, thank you ever so much for taking the time out your days to come and say hello and, of course, accept this interview. I'm very happy to be able to do this, by the way, and I do look forward to meeting you all in person for the event on June 30th. How are you guys?
Very well, yes.
Yeah, good, cheers.
All right, that's brilliant. So, the first thing that I really kind of want to do today is just sort of go, this is where I'm going to be like getting to know you guys a little bit more about the band, its origins, etc. So, for my first question that I do have for you guys is, what made you set up the band? What was the thing that kind of sparked the idea of forming the band?
Well, I'm down to that one.
Couldn't really think of anything else to do.
Was it just sort of like, we're a little bit bored, got too much free time, we like music, sod it?
No. I mean, we're both 38 and we've both been doing this since we were teenagers, and it's just what we do. And I couldn't imagine not having a band. I couldn't imagine not doing anything else.
Yeah, I've not been in a band for a while, but once Andy messaged me and said he had a project going on, so I was definitely excited and jumped straight on it. Yeah.
Wow. So, since you are in a band, you've clearly got influences. You've got influences. Everybody, every artist in the world, they've all got artists that sort of, not as much as I would say, if there's someone say that inspired them. People that when you heard their music, you're like, God, that sounds so amazing. And you sort of kind of take their sound a little bit and you've kind of used it for kind of like yourself, but you've made it your own. So who are those kind of influences that you've had in your own music?
I started off listening to Oasis and happy hardcore, and from there I went on to punk rock, where I stayed for a long time. Now I'm kind of coming back to what I first started listening to. So I'm going to a lot of really hard techno events, going to more rock sort of gigs. But like 90s melodic punk is our big influence, really.
Yeah, I think I'd say the same. I think I originally started out, my dad was like listening to a lot of old punk vinyl, so but then he was also into the Britpop stuff, so from there you just get into heavier stuff, faster stuff. But I think melodic punk, skate punk is really what we both have common ground on. But obviously I like a lot of black metal, death metal, and I like everything really. If it's music and it's good, I'll have a listen.
That's the whole point with music, because if it sounds good, I mean, a lot of music to this day does, to me, sound quite generic. It sounds like you've heard it millions of times already. There are a handful of artists, however, that are out there that really can speak to you. And for me, I've had artists over my lifetime, such as the like of Panic at the Disco, for example. They've always kind of spoke to me. I don't know why. I've had the likes of Bublé, Sinatra. I fell in love with their genre of music and their sound, and then I fell in love with the likes of Ed Sheeran and Bruno Mars. So when it comes to music, you never know what really hits you until you actually listen to it. And then before you know it, you're there just sort of like, oh wow, without even realising that you are. And that's kind of what is very, very beautiful about music, because you never know what style of music you're going to like until you give it a listen to. So for me, I never expected to kind of like punk music or sort of the heavier metal side or even like hardcore rock and roll before I actually ended up going, you know what, I'm going to actually give it a chance. And to my honest surprise, I ended up really, really liking it. And I was just sort of like, well, that's weird. But I feel like as I grew older, I just sort of matured a bit and my different taste of music became more and more diverse after listening to more genres of music as I grew up. So when was the band formed? When was the band formed together?
Oh, just this year. It's a brand new band.
Oh, so it was this year that the band got together?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Andy started doing stuff in January, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then I've recently, a few weeks ago, I've joined up in learning some songs. We're going to be writing some new stuff as well. And
Adam's really new. It was just me and a drummer before with a guitar played on a pedal, but Adam's a guitarist. He's just joined recently. We've known each other for nearly 20 years, and we're both
Wow.
uncles to this kid as well, so more or less family.
And our drummer's also my brother, so
So it's a family
Like
affair.
hillbillies.
There's a manner of sense.
we are real hillbillies.
yeah,
So there's two of them, and the other one's just all like, no.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
wow.
Deliverance.
So that's kind of that must be awesome. That must be awesome to be able to be within a band with your own brother. That must feel
Yeah,
awesome.
it's all right. So when you're when we used to go on tour and that, we'd have a few scraps and that. Andy's been in a band with his brother in the past. It can be hard at times, but yeah, I think you have a natural connection, and yeah, probably similar with Andy as well, because like we've not been in bands a lot together, but we've been on tour together and stuff, and been on stage together. So it's just an easy organic process working together, really.
Oh wow! So have you guys ever played in Cumbria before? Because as you know, Barrow, my hometown that it is in a county called Cumbria, and I believe that you guys are from Manchester, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yes.
from Bolton, but yeah,
Ah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
have you guys ever played here in Cumbria before?
Played at HMV Carlisle back in January.
Ah,
We did
right,
an
Carlisle. Lovely little place, Carlisle. I shouldn't really be saying that because I'm Barovian. Our football clubs are quite big rivals, etc. But it's a nice little place, is Carlisle. It's a nice little place. So that's all you've played in before in Cumbria. There's not been anywhere else.
Exactly.
Just
Just there.
No,
Just
I don't remember I've played in Cumbria anyway. No, I don't think I have.
It's a bit of a tough nut to crack, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think I
That's
I mean, I feel like over the years, Cumbria with music. I remember in the early days when I was a little bit younger, it was huge. There wasn't a place that you could go without, in Cumbria, especially in my hometown, especially because there was loads and loads of bands here in Barrow. But unfortunately, I believe it was just before the lockdown and the pandemic started. Bands just sort of disappear because of the pandemic and everything, and then they just sort of came out of the pandemic 3 years later, and they're like, "Oh, what's the point?" So I feel like the pandemic did affect massively on the music scene, especially here in Barrow. But us Barovians, we like to go out to have a good drink and listen to some good music, and if the music's good, we'll let you know it's good.
Is that what you called? Is that what you called from Barrow? Barovians.
Yes, we are called Barovians. Yes.
That's brilliant.
I think that's a good name.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's kind of find it funny because the Doctor Who fans call themselves Whovians, and I'm just all like, where have we got Barovians from? I wonder what. So have you guys played in big venues before? I know I have asked this question to you guys previously, and I know that you guys said there are a couple of places. So those places that you said was in Newcastle and in Edinburgh.
Trillions in Newcastle. It's not that big, but it's very well known, and it has some big bands play there, especially from our scene. Everyone on the touring circuit knows Trillions.
Yeah,
it's a good one as well. It's a really, really good one to play.
Yeah, because as you boys may or may not know, that Cloud9, which is the venue that you guys are going to be performing in on June 30th, it's a bit of a smaller venue. The capacity is about 500 people.
Not that small.
It's quite big. It's a good size.
I think that the majority of the people that are going to be there for the event is 250, I think, maybe 300. But I feel like I think that the majority is 500. Should it ever come to the point where, there's a lot of interest, we could try and push towards 500. But I kind of liked that more about the Cloud9 because it's a bit more on it's more compact, it's more intimate. Which it's very, very different because when you are in the more bigger spaces, things kind of get lost in transition, and or when you are performing, some things may get missed or not heard as properly. But when you are in a spot like Cloud9, that is, it's a bit more compact, more intimate. You can hear everything. You do not miss a single thing.
Bugger.
I remember we were playing in Yorkshire. In Leeds when Andy was playing another band called Rebuke and I were in my old band, and some guy shouted Yorkshire in crowd, and I thought he said you're shit. So I said to him, well, you're fucking ginger. And he just stood there looking at me like I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I don't really think you're going to get someone from Barrow going, Barrow,
No, I'm just
Because
saying,
I think the majority of us just sort of wake up every day and that's what we say to ourselves.
Got to hear it proper.
I think that's the thing with most Moravians. We sort of wake up every day, we just sort of go, oh, Barrow. But that's about it. It's because we have to wake up in Barrow. You go around and you're like, oh, great.
But if you're a little venue, I'd have heard him properly. So that I would have just gone, oh yeah, very good.
It's a smaller venue, so you'll probably be able to hear everything. You'll be able to hear everybody breathe and.
That's
stuff.
ideal for me.
You're just all like, right, can you sort of settle your breathing down a little bit? I can hear you right down the mic. So,
yeah.
So you guys said that you do write music. So that was going to be one of my questions as well for you guys. Is like, do you write your own songs or is it covers and you have that you do write your own music? Which is one of the songs that you've got out now? I have, because I did do a little bit of research before today, and I did come across one song, and that was Daggers.
Yeah.
We've got two songs out at the moment on Spotify.
So you got 2 songs out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I heard a little bit of Daggers, and I was just like, oh, okay. And I had a chat with Ed, who has, of course, organised the event. I went, is it just me? Or is there a little bit of Tenacious D in there? A little bit. Especially when I heard that guitar solo. I was like, that's quite a bit Jack Black Tenacious D right there. And I heard that, I was like, oh.
It's a synthesizer played through a pedal, that solo.
Yeah, because I heard it, I just sort of went, why is that so reminiscent to me from Jack Black or something from Tenacious D? I don't know why. It just did. And I just sort of sat there chuckling to myself, and I could just hear Jack Black singing on top of it. I could hear him singing Peaches or something. He's like, Peaches, 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 Peaches. Like, for God's sake, Jack. But for some reason, I just really heard Jack's voice. I don't know why. But I loved the song. I really, really did love the song. And I just thought, wow, this is actually a really good song. It's beautifully blended, great mixing, great voices. I really, really, really enjoyed it. So all I can say, you earned a new follower from me on Spotify for that. And I really look forward to seeing more music from you. Because after that one song, I was just sort of like, that's really, really impressed me. And I look forward to seeing more work from you guys as time goes on. I know that it's early days for you just yet, but the sky is only the limit. And the more hard work that you put into it, the more effort, groundwork. That's all groundwork is so important. And I say this to everybody that wants to do anything in their lives. So a couple of my mates, they've made companies, etc. And there are some parts of it where I'm like, they're expecting success to come quite quickly. And I'm like, with companies such as what they're making, I think one of them is a company-based sort of cleaning company, and the other one's for properties. And I went, with those sorts of companies, you're looking at 5-10 year plans for you to really build that company from the ground up. It takes a long time with those sorts of companies, but you've got to be willing to put in the groundwork. And I always say, there's always a speck of luck. If you're willing to put the groundwork in and work your backside off, there's always that speck of luck. It could be that one song. It could be that one music video. It could be one thing that you post on social media that everybody sort of falls in love with you for. It could be that one thing. It could be the right agent. It could be whomever it might be or whatever it might be. It could be that just one speck of luck, and then that's it. Boom. You're off. And it's just a whirlwind after that. But that's why I always say hard work counts for everything, because you always get that speck of luck. How long have you guys known each other? As you guys stated, you guys have known each other for a very, very long time. So how long, as considering that the other band member is, of course, your brother, so how long have you two known each other for?
20 years?
Yeah, probably 20
years.
Probably about 20 years, around that time.
So you must clearly
different bands and stuff.
You must clearly have a good connection there for knowing each other for quite some time, and chemistry must be at all-time high when you guys play together. It must feel like it's nothing, like it's just regular.
We've just been making some demos today, recorded some singing, and we've realised that we've got the same inflections when we talk, and we both drawl in exactly the same way, and we're both like not quite on the beat when we're singing, which I think is a good thing, but we do that in exactly the same way as well.
Yeah.
And we grew up in different towns. It's like, but maybe because we're from the same area and because we've been around each other since 20 years ago or whatever. But yeah, we're singing the same drawl, same like northern hillbilly drawl.
Yeah, you can tell where we're from when we sing. We don't sound like we're from California or something.
No,
you know.
you know we're definitely northern when we sing.
Yeah.
See, a lot of folks from Barrow will always say that Manchester's not northern because we are a fair bit higher northern than you guys are. So that's what you'll kind of get with competition with sort of Barrow people. Is like, no, you guys aren't northern, we're northern.
Do we sound like Southerners?
You get that a bit, I think.
do we look or sound like Southerners to you?
No, because I think for like folks in Cumbria, we kind of call like Manchester, Liverpool sort of like Midlands, I think, because it's like we're very northern, and then you think you've got about 2 or 3 hours of a drive or something, and you got to get towards Scotland. So that's why we always say we're northerners, and we look at Manchester and Liverpool sort of being like, you guys you're in the middle of the UK. But I always do say that Manchester and Liverpool are pretty much on the pinnacle of being north. I've always said it. They are the pinnacle of just being northern, because everything else is Yorkshire and everything else. Well, all that area, that is the Midlands. But Liverpool, Manchester, Blackpool, those sort of areas, they are still in the north area. So that's why I always claim that the likes of Bolton, Manchester, Blackpool, etc., they are all northern. It
could be worse though. We could be from Yorkshire, couldn't we?
Oh, right, yeah, pal. So, are you guys excited to play in Barrow for the first time?
Oh yeah,
we're chuffed. Yeah, we're well chuffed. It looks like it's going to be a really good gig. Feel lucky to be on it. They're sorting us some decent money out. It's going to be good. I'll be drinking.
See, that's the whole point. You say, if you get me booze. And you get me booze, I'm good. That's all. Yeah. That's all. You know, people, especially in this town, they really, really love their booze. I guess we do like a good session.
Guys, a pie if you want, though.
My goodness, because I mean, I feel like now that the way that the world is going around after the pandemic, I feel like things are starting to finally get back to normal, where there are more events coming to Barrow, such as this. And of course, we've got another one coming in July, on July 29th at Cloud9 again. We've got lots of events coming, I believe, this summer, and I believe later on in the year. But like I said, it just feels like things are getting back to normal, especially for a place like Barrow, as our football club did fairly well in League 2 of the Football League. Placing 9th in League 2, which last season they were battling against relegation, so we're very, very happy with that. So the town's been a bit of a buzz that they've done very well this season, and of course we've got the likes of these events coming back to Barrow, and we're really, really chuffed with that, because it's starting to feel like more events are just coming out of the woodwork, like every couple of months or so, and we're like, yes, the nightlife sort of coming back, and the event life is sort of coming back to Barrow a little bit, because I remember before the pandemic, we had God knows how many like boxing events, music events, kickboxing events. We've had. Oh God, I remember one of my friends. He was a boxer. He was boxing at an event maybe about 6 to 8 months before the whole pandemic thing kind of came, and it was. I think that was in Blackpool. I think it was, and then all of a sudden we heard the news that of the pandemic was about to start. I was like, oh, great crack. So. It's not been the same for a long time, but it's now starting to feel like we're finally getting back on track, and things are finally, being A-okay with everything. So you guys must feel like things must be starting to get really back to normal now, being able to go on gigs as much, much more than you probably were able to throughout the pandemic, and it's feel like things are just starting getting back to normal now.
Yeah, in Manchester, it's totally back to normal, and I'm a sound engineer here, so one of my jobs is doing sound for live gigs, and it's just the same as it was now. A lot of gigs are sold out. People are going to small gigs again, which is nice, because I wasn't sure if it was ever going to come back. I heard people saying, "Oh, this is the new normal" and all that kind of stuff, and I thought,
it did feel like that. It did, because I do feel like it a little bit was. We were made to feel like this was gonna be the new norm, and I was just like, I can't see it. It's looking like it's gonna be it, but I can't see it happening, because I always did say about the whole thing with the pandemic that everything has its course. Well, my main thing that I do say is everything has a timestamp. Everybody in your life has a timestamp, and everything in life has a timestamp, and everything has to clock in at one certain point, and everything has to clock out at another certain point. So it was, what, 2.5, 3 years of the pandemic. Came in and it rocked the world. It shook everyone. And then its course came to an end, and now, very, very slowly, we're getting back to normal. You know, and it's just sort of there going, finally, we're getting back to normal. Because I remember spending days doing live streams on my YouTube channel playing video games, and the most game it was probably Call of Duty Warzone, and it was with me, with my friends, etc. And the memories created through that pandemic were absolutely incredible, because it was just simply of the fact of going, wow, you know, these are friends for life. And then finally the restrictions were eased. We're able to see our friends again. We're all frolicking, going woohoo, because we get to see our friends again. We don't know how to be in front of people anymore, because we're being behind locked doors for far too long. And we're like, you all right, mate? You don't know what to do. You don't know. But then all of a sudden it's just normal again, and then all of a sudden your mate or one of your mates decides to call you a fat pig or something, and then all of a sudden you smack him in the mouth and hug him and go, yeah, I missed you too. So you just got to get used to it. So, yeah, I mean, to be perfectly honest, my mates call me way worse. So
that's quite mild, isn't it? Fat pig. I thought it would be that one.
Yeah, I always say this little pig is about to smack you in the mouth, but still, I mean, it must be really exciting for you guys to be able to come to Barrow, because I do, like I said, it's a nice little town. The people here are great. You know, we do like a good event. We do like to show up. We do like to turn up. If it's good music, we'll come. We'll be there and we'll enjoy ourselves. We'll get absolutely bloody rattled, because let me be perfectly honest. we drink. We drink here in Barrow. We do like a good drink. And I know that there's many people, especially in the female category, that love their wine here. And I'm like, shock. It's England. I don't know, and I don't know one woman in this town that does not like her Prosecco. I don't know one. Get her a bottle of Prosecco and some chicken nuggies, and she's fine.
Oh, yeah.
So, you guys, you know, it's just been unbelievable, especially for me. You know, I reached out to Simon, who was the owner of Cloud9, and I reached out to Ed, and I told him that I've got plans to create a show, which was more of a talk show, and have guests come on, whether that be bands from local or even from away, whether they're from across the nation, maybe across the globe, who knows, but mainly at this point was throughout the nation, and get them on and just simply have a chat with them, get to know them, get their names out there, because that's all I would be about, is to get these bands or whoever who wanted to come on, whoever had a story to get out, who had whatever it is that they wanted to get out there. I wanted to get their names out there, get their talents out there, because that's the whole point. That's always what I've always wanted to do. Is I've always wanted to make people smile, make people laugh, and go, look at these guys, look at these people, look at how talented they are. Go give them love. But then people would always ask me, it's like, what about you? I go, well, I'm doing what I love by showing people to these people, because these people are way more talented than me. So I go, if I've got a voice to do so, to showcase these people, and go, these people are really, really great, you should go give them a watch or a listen, etc., then my job's done, because I've got the voice to do so. And then if people enjoy what I do, that's great, that's awesome, because the end goal for me is to have one person who watches my stuff, one person every single town, country, city, town, village, whatever, one person in each of those places to smile when watching my stuff. And that's when I'll know that I've done it. That's when I'll know if I'm able to accomplish that. And it's a big ordeal, it's a big task, but all you got to do is keep working and keep believing. And I know I've got the capabilities of doing it, and I bet you guys have got the belief that you guys can get your names out there and go, this is what we're capable of. This is our talents. Let us show you how good we are. And trust me, from Daggers, I went, these guys, they sound really, really good. They could go very far. You really could, because I was really, really impressed with Daggers, and because I was on a face call with Ed when I actually listened to it, and I just sort of went, these guys are really good, Ed. You've done really well getting this line, because they sound really good.
Just waiting for us.
Honestly, it's absolutely amazing to see, lads, still fairly young lads that are, getting out there and giving it a go, because you know what you've got the talent, but people that have the talent, etc., but they don't want to do anything from it. They're the ones that kind of annoy me a little bit, because I'm like, you know what you've got, you know what you're capable of. Why don't you try and venture off and show the world what you're capable of? Because too many people get a bit too comfortable, and they get a bit too comfy. They're like, nah, I'm all right. And I'm like, well, you're not going to get anywhere. You probably won't truly be happy with yourself if you just sat there being comfortable where you are. Why don't you get out there?
Give it a go, aren't you?
You've got to give everything a go. Whatever it is. Even if you do fail, you'll know that, hey, do you know what? I gave it a shot. I tried. Yes, it wasn't meant to be.
Not wrong with a good fail, though, is there?
It's
how you learn.
Because that's the only way you can learn. It's the only way you can learn from failing.
Let me just grab a bit of merch.
Andy's going to get some stuff that show you. I don't know what he's getting. Bit of much, I think. But yeah, you're right. You've got to have a do. If you don't have a do, then you don't know how good you are, do you?
No, not at all. And when I did start doing my YouTube stuff, a lot of people in my hometown was going, "Oh, what's he doing that for? It's embarrassing." And then I just sort of looked at these people and I went, "All right, let's see how long you're laughing at me for." And then before I knew it, they were always watching my content. They were always watching what I was doing. And I'm like, oh, look what's happened now.
Yeah.
You're a bit more of a fan of me now than you were laughing at me. Now you're actually liking what I'm doing. You're liking what I'm doing more because you're coming to watch my videos. I think when I originally started, it was mainly live streams, etc. And then eventually I improved by getting a proper setup and learning how to edit. And then that's when the video and the contents really started to push themselves over. And everyone was just sort of like, this guy's good. He's giving it his all. He's good. And I went, trust me, I'm just getting started. And I bet that's how you guys feel as well with, with your music. You go, right, we've got 2 great songs here. We're only just getting started.
Yeah. Let me show you this. So we've got two songs out online, but at gigs we've got a little CD for sale.
Oh wow!
It's got 5 songs on it.
So you got Daggers, a Living, Against the Wall, One Fell Swoop, and The Day the World Withdrew. So that's all of the songs that are on the CD that you guys are bringing to the event. Yes. Yeah,
and we've got a bit of merch as well. Got woolly hats, ready for summer.
Ready for summer.
Ready for Cumbrian summer.
Yeah. Do you want to open that? Sure.
Yeah. Got a little goodie bag here and all.
A little goodie bag full of...
Like them ones you get in there with. No toppers in it though. It's got a sticker.
It's got a sticker.
Oh, wow.
Nice sticker there. High quality.
Key ring.
Yeah, I could do with one of them, to be fair, because I've just got a key. Just got a key.
Oh, I'll give you one. Give you one. That's
give you one.
Yeah, I'll give you one. Little badge.
Ah, that's cool. Oh, that's actually quite cute.
And got some t-shirt. Got some of them as well.
There you go.
Oh wow.
Well,
see that.
That's awesome.
Well read, well good t-shirts.
He's like, that's proper northern, that as well. That's really close to Yorkshire. He's like, it's well good, that, mate.
Yeah, proper good.
Love these with us. £10. £2.
£1 for each.
And £10 again.
But they're all worth it.
Oh, £5.
Nice.
Or
Yeah,
Or a
so to
pint.
those of you that are coming to the event, make sure you get your hands on some of these goodies when you're at the event. Because if you don't, you'll be well read. Get them out.
Well read.
Yeah.
You'll be well sorry because you'll miss out.
You'll be well pissed off. Nice.
Oh goodness! So you guys just sort of are coming down. So as you said, the other member. So is there 3 members? Yes.
Yeah, three was all
Yeah.
members.
So I'm guessing that your brother was a little bit busy for today, which is okay. I'll be looking forward to meeting him on June 30th.
Yeah. The thing is, we're at my studio. I've got a little recording studio. This is where we practice. So me and Adam are going through stuff now, doing a bit of demoing. And Jack, the drummer's not here; he's at home. But you can't as well while we're at the studio practicing. Just me and him.
Ah, right. That's not a problem because I think that is everything that I have for you guys. I mean, if you guys would like to say anything else at all before the event for it to get out there a little bit.
No, cheers for having us. Cheers for asking us.
Nice one for looking forward to coming, and it's gonna be a right good day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be, fellas, and I look forward to seeing you guys in person and hearing you guys perform live because I've got a feeling that you're gonna shock a fair few people with the sound that you do have. I really do believe that. And
you think it'll be quite a busy gig then?
Most definitely, I do believe it'll be sold out by the time, because I think that the ticket sales already, they're doing quite well since I jumped on board. I think that when I joined, it had literally just not long been announced. And then I came on board, and then ticket sales started to come in fairly fluently. But most of the time, these events in Barrow, they normally sell out. They normally do sell out.
It's a 500 cap venue that you're saying.
So I think that the majority of people that they can get in is 500. But I think for the capacity for the event, I think it's 200, maybe 250.
It's well good though. That yeah.
So and then I think possibly maybe for the event in July that they might go to 500. I'm not sure. I'll have to have a chat with both Simon and Ed about that. But I mean, if the event does get a lot more, even more attention than what it's already got, and people are wanting to, come to the event, more and more people, then they may maybe bump it up to a little bit more. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But at this moment in time, I do
250
will be 200 or 250.
Yeah, 250 will be a well good do.
Yeah, that'd be a good gig.
And I do look forward to seeing you guys in person. Hearing you guys perform live, and hopefully we'll have a nice little chat box with there as well, as I'll be doing so with some of the other bands that are there. And yeah, I hope you guys, have fun until then. Been great chatting to you. Thank you ever so much. And I will see you on June 30th, guys. Thank you ever so much.
Brilliant. Nice one.
See you later.
Yeah, and remember, get the CD at the event.
Think on.
It's only £5. £5. You get. Thank you all so much. Thank you, guys. Take care.
One.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye now. And that, ladies and gents, is it. Thank you all ever so much for stopping on by. This has been your boy, Just Small. Thank you all ever so much for watching. That was Well Read, one of the latest individuals named as the opening act for Green Days, ladies and gents. If you are interested and you're in the local area, all you got to do to get your tickets is head to the website in the description for your chance to get the tickets to the event. I also have a competition for 2 free tickets, ladies and gents. 2 free tickets that I do have right here. Bosh, 2 free tickets ready and waiting for you. All you got to do to win these is get straight to my Facebook post regarding of the competition and get your names commented onto the post for your name to be entered to win these. This is especially if you are in the local area. Thank you all ever so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Minions, it's time to disassemble. And I'll see you all next time. God bless, take care, and peace.
I've been beat down, pushed round. just a little daydream. I've been beat down, pushed round, kicked to the ground. I've got daggers in my eyes as I get run out of town. I've been round and overbound, won't make a sound. We're all wagons in disguise, it's our only common ground. Sing the circus, run to the hull, fill the cup till it's nearly full. Rip the plaster off the wound, sell the deeds, shoot at the moon, call the clouds to make some damage. Simmer down and let the villagers manage. Ring the bell, see what comes, watch the crowds, well see what you've done. Robbing the main beam. Dry your eyes, it's just a little daydream. Beat down, pushed round, kicked in the ground. I've got daggers in my eyes as I get run out of town. I'll nip round and homeward bound, won't make a sound. We're all wagons in disguise, it's our only common ground. Beat down, pushed round, kicked to the ground. I've got daggers in my eyes as I get run out of town.
Thank you.